Yeah, we're just trying to go through some of the publications, actually. Sports Monthly, it is a publication that actually we always have it on monthly basis. And you're doing this?
Yes.
For free? I'm saying it's a complimentary copy.
Yes.
All of them are complimentary, or you sell them?
No, we give it complimentary. It's again a payback to sports. As I said, during our trips, we realized that the sportsmen in those countries were made larger than life. We have no sports magazine in this country. And that again lies the responsibility you would expect either from the associations or from the ministry. But we decided to do this. This is the last 20 years we've been producing this magazine. They are all online, the past issues. We're on all the social media platforms. And we are trying to give back again. We're being, of course, the idea of a magazine is to try and look at things behind the scene, not the normal reporting. So there's a lot of coverage here. The team has been doing a fantastic job. And we're trying to do it every month. And we are hoping that we can take this magazine to a much higher level and make it a complete national magazine that this sports, and obviously now with Standard Media partnering us, I'm hoping that we can work together so that this magazine can really go in a much broader way.
I've seen actually, this was all about Eliud Kipchoge and celebrating what he was able to do, the Ineos 159 challenge.
Correct.
There is quite a lot that is in this magazine. Behind I've seen it's all about
the film festival.
The film festival. Some of the topics,
Yeah.
key topics to be discussed in the film festival.
Absolutely.
Football in Kenya, motorsports in Kenya, use of technology. Why some of these topics? What makes you decide and say, these are the topics that we need to talk about?
Well, these are the issues that are affecting sports in the country and in globally. Like if you see the issue on arbitration, sports arbitration. Right now, when there's money, there's dispute. So there are so many disputes right now, and I remember the Sport Tribunal Chairman John Ahaga mentioning to me that it's like a daily job for him on the amount of disputes that we have in this country on sports. So it's time to wake up. We need to really fix a lot of things in sports. So these are the subjects that we feel as a team that will help the industry, and it's going to become a working document. So once the festival finishes, we will prepare a working document, see what comes out of it so that it becomes a work in progress for the following year, or for any association or any particular subject. If they need any help, then we are willing to work together to see how we can enhance it.
Will we have experts that will be speaking about these different topics that we have here?
Absolutely. All the topics that have been very carefully selected have been carefully selected in terms of the moderators and also the panelists that are going to be coming, including the 4 lectures that we are having. So it's well thought out. A lot of work has been done behind the scene. I can assure the Kenyan public and those who are going to be following us internationally that this will be a treat, and it's going to be the first step as we are coming towards Christmas. So your celebration starts with this film festival.
Who supports this?
This festival is under the Safinas Foundation, which is a foundation for my family in respect of my parents and my wife's parents. We are supporting this whole thing with the partners that we have managed to get in kind and some in finance.
I hope some of these partners include some sportsmen and women in this country.
Well, unfortunately, we have not had any. In fact, the Ministry of Sports has not supported at all. Last year, Nur Hassan Honorable came for the opening. This year, unfortunately, they have not even acknowledged our invitation. They have not.
You have invited them?
Absolutely invited. They have even stamped receiving a letter, and they have no courtesy or even acknowledging an invitation to see what it is. I strongly believe that this work that we are doing, we are actually doing their work. We are actually complimenting them. They need to work with us to see how we can go better. But I must give compliment to the ICT Ministry, Honorable Joe Mucheru, who has been very supportive of this film festival. In fact, the Kenya Film Classification Board, led by Dr. Mutua, has supported us financially and will be our chief guest at the opening. And then we've got Kenya Film Commission Timothy Owase, the CEO, who is also supporting to the festival in finance. So I want to thank all the Ministry of ICT for the support that they've given us, and all the other stakeholders, private companies that I'm associated in business, and some well-wishers who are part of what they believe in this project to support and make this festival an envy to the world.
I'm perturbed when you're saying that the sports ministry has not supported this, because I expected even before ICT, it's a sports, because it's all about the Sports Film Festival. Maybe you have a message to the ministry. They might be watching. They always watch. And maybe they want to support.
Well, I think they have a message themselves. They can decide, but I can let them know one thing. With or without them, with the show is going to go on.
Let me cut you because I'm seeing the Harambee Stars charges there. Rotunu, let me just take it back to you, because I know this is a team that they have a very, very daunting task. They need to get maximum points, 3 points for that matter, in the game that they will be playing against Togo. What should we expect, Rotunu? And will you be able to speak to some of them?
As we can see, the Harambee Stars team finally has come out. A number of players have already stepped out, and the finishing batch is coming out right now. We have Tieno. The team, of course, was led by the head coach, Francis Kimanzi, and these boys are coming home with a good performance in Egypt. That is a 1-1 draw. A lot is expected of them right now as they go on with the AFCON qualifiers. Their next clash, of course, is Togo. And we want to know, will Kimanzi stick with the squad that finished the game against Egypt, or will there be changes considering the injuries that were found in the course of the game? And right now, maybe I'll just let me just talk into the coach. Coach, how do you do today? Let's just get your take on the team's performance back in Egypt. Coach, kindly, you're live on air. Let's just talk about Harambee Stars' performance in Egypt.
We have to say not very bad.
He's trying to wait for the other.
At least some improvement, we saw it, because if you compare to the preparation that we had before and the short period in between these two matches, especially the first one where we had to meet most of the players in Cairo. But I think we are satisfied.
Yeah,
we can build something from there.
Good performance, coach, in Egypt, but it did not go without some injuries. Maybe what are the implications of the injuries to the key players heading forward?
Sometimes you have to do with what you have. When you get some early injuries, especially from an important department like goalkeeping, and again also an important striker, there's nothing you can do more apart from you have to accept it, be positive, and use what you have at that moment. So we were a little bit unlucky to have such serious injuries, and especially in the early stages of the game. And players that were very fit had trained very well, good warm up before the match, of course. But that is also the nature of the game.
The stay in Egypt was not smooth sailing as we hoped it would be. Do you think this affects the team performance?
I think first I must really congratulate the players, because they stayed so much focused on the game rather than the circus that was always being discussed around the federation and the Ministry of Sport. And I think to be honest, we stayed very quiet. And we focused only on the game, because that is what we know. We can discuss more about the game, not about what is happening off the pitch. And we stayed very focused about that. And I think we were very focused, and the players were very positive. Even when things were so difficult, we remained very focused.
Next up is the Togo clash. Are the boys ready for this?
Of course, we've just arrived, and we played just a match 24 hours ago. I think we are ready for it. The only setback is the injuries, because we don't know whether they will be ready by Monday. But again, as I said earlier, we will work with what we have, and on Monday will be a different game, will be a better fight, and maybe with some positives.
Coach, how motivated are you going into this Togo game? Because remember, some time back, you were suspended during the Togo match as a coach.
I think what's important is to talk about the match on Monday. It's not about suspension that happens everywhere. That is if it happens in my office, there's no problem. What's the problem to be suspended when you're working? It means you are so connected with the passion of the game.
But it's just 24 hours to maybe 24 hours and plus hours to the Monday game. Jet lag, how will it affect the team? Because you just arrived on Saturday, the game is on Monday. You only have tomorrow.
I said that I prefer staying positive because the players are so positive and they are so motivated to play on Monday. That's more important for us because all the other arrangements that might have gone wrong, I don't think they will play any part on Monday. We have to stay focused and just work and work for the match on Monday and nothing else.
Any changes you expect on Monday from the team that played in Egypt?
We'll see between now and tomorrow's training. We'll see the shape of the players. We have just jetted back, so there's a lot that might happen between now and Sunday evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach. Moses, right now we head over to the FKF president right here, Nick. Sorry about that. We are having the captain. And yeah, right now we are getting ready. We are getting ready for this interview. Just begin in a minute. And we are good to go. What can you say about the team's performance back in Egypt? Stellar performance, good show from the boys. How was it for you?
Well, yeah, I think we gave our best and we got good results. And we are happy with the draw as well.
And moving forward, what are we expecting from the team? We have the Togo clash and other matches. What are we expecting?
I think it's just to fight the same way we fought away, and now we are at home. It's even better for us with maybe our home advantage with the fans. We can push on and try and get the good results.
Just speaking to Coach Kimanzi here, he says you guys were focused more on the game than what you experienced in Egypt. Maybe what was the motivation behind this?
The motivation behind this was our first AFCON. Everyone went to the first AFCON, and everyone wanted to go back there and compete again. So that was the motivation. So we were just focused on the game and try and get the better results.
Captain, one or two blunders that cost us there. We conceded one goal, and of course, a couple of chances missed. Maybe we could have won the game in Egypt. Going to the Togo match, what is your motivation to the boys?
Yeah, I know. Football is a game of mistakes. We do mistakes, then we learn from it, and then we move on. Come to Togo game, we have to take the positives and try and apply in the game and keep pressure on them and try and win the game as well.
Do you think jet lag will affect the team? Only one day to the match.
Yeah, it's normal now. We are tired, but mentally we need to shake up and be ready for the game. Everyone I know is tired, but I think it's just a mental thing. We have to switch on and try and give our best.
Maybe, Victor, do you think the Togo game is going to give you a perfect chance coming closer to going back to AFCON 2021?
I think it's a good game. If we get the points, it's going to give us the best chance to compete and get closer as well. But it's still early as well. It's still early. Anything can happen. But we are focused to try and win the game on Monday.
And from your look, do you think this group of players right now has what it takes to replace what the other squad did for AFCON?
Yeah, sure. We have a great squad. Players come in and sometimes others move out. But it's still a great group, and everyone who has come in, they have done very well. And I think the group is really good, and we can do something with this group.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
Karibu.
All the best on Monday, guys.
I am so sorry. That was just Captain Victor Wanyam, of course, captain to the Harambee Stars national team, and you've heard what they've had to say about their performance in Egypt. Of course, despite having a match just a few days ago, the boys are prepared to face Togo in the upcoming match on Monday. And considering what has been happening, this will not stop them from focusing on the game as it goes. As you've heard from the captain himself, it is still too early to say a lot, but they are going to keep on with the spirit, with the fire, and hopefully that Kenya will continue with a good performance, and we hope that they will do well. Also, back to you, Moses.
Thank you very much, Linda Rotunu Kwenyike there. I know there is always a lot of hustle there trying to get those interviews, but glad for the viewers of KTN News you've been able to see what has transpired, and the team is back. They're saying that they will try as much as possible to see if they will be able to get maximum points when they play Togo on Monday. We wish them all the best, at least 3 points. They have it in their back. Let's come back and wrap this conversation. I know there is a lot that we were talking about in regards to all that is happening. Maybe, what is your final message to the people who maybe will be coming to do this, and generally to the sports lovers, men and women in this country?
Yeah, I think this is a very refreshing concept. It's a very refreshing event. I would appeal to all the sports lovers, whether you are an active sports person or you're a sports enthusiast, participate in this festival. Come and enjoy and see some inspiring movies from around the world, including from Kenya. And listen to those panel discussions, and I think it'll be something that will be something that you will enjoy. And as I said, treat this as a start to your Christmas holiday.
You're talking about the support that you've been able to get. With or without the support, the event will be a reality.
Well, as I said, the Ministry of Sports, like any other Kenyan, are welcome to this event, and I hope that they are listening to this. We are not at war with them. They are most welcome. It's actually their forte, sports. But to let them know that with or without them, the festival is going to go on.
In black and white there, you've had it, and we've been able actually to talk quite a number of issues regarding the sports here in the country. And trust you me, we will be able to keep... I'm just told that Nick Mwendwa is currently speaking. Let's just go there and listen in just a little bit before we wind up the show, because I know there is a lot of expectation, and Nick Mwendwa has been on the spot for quite a number of weeks now, just challenging and saying that there are some issues that needs to be sorted out. It is also questioned how the ministry is working. Let's just listen in.
So one is that we have played against Egypt. We have taken our 1-1 win against Egypt, and we want to beat Togo on Monday so that we have 4 points. So that for the first time in the beginning of a campaign, we have a front foot. That's what we want. We have managed this team. We have been told many things. What I want to tell you is that we will not get caught up in people who want us to fail. We cannot be arguing about builds, about players, every time this team wants to play. For the last 4 years, we have organized this team properly. We've never had a problem anywhere. For 4 years. At the end of my term, when we have elections, there are people that I have called out that want to make this a big deal. It is not a big deal. They've said we've lied. I want to tell you we have not lied. All right? And the records are there and they'll be seen. We want to concentrate on this team. They have refused this team to stay at Safari Park. We have booked this team at Safari Park. They will check in at Safari Park together with Togo. And I am asking Kenyans on Monday to show up, because we need 3 points against Togo. They lost against Comoros. If we beat them, then we begin to improve our chances to the Cup of Nations, because next we're playing Comoros at home. Comoros have 3 points. They play Egypt next. We play Togo next. And I can tell you it's not going to be easy even for that Egypt. We want 3 points so that we have 4 points. All these are stories, are sideshows of people who don't want us to succeed, who want to be involved in pulling and tagging, because it's very easy to confirm things. You have an officer on the ground. You have not given us any money. You haven't given us any money for accommodation for starlets, but you've got the job done. So we have the job done, guys. We are going to Safari Park now. This team is going to train today at 7. And tomorrow I am asking Kenyans of goodwill at 7 in the evening. Let's support them so they can get a job done.
You say the government has refused to book the team at Safari Park.
Yeah.
Probably where do they want the team to book?
In Kasarani. In Kasarani, there's no hot water, there's no TV, the facility is down, and not even that. Our football is a game of psychology. Our opponents cannot be at Safari Park and we stay at Kasarani. Not even that. Harambee Stars A, since Ghana last year, we decided we'll not stay in less than 5-star again. And so we said, it's all right. They've refused to do it. We will do it. We'll get the team going. We want the team to play football. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwendo there, saying it in black and white. Do you agree, very, very briefly, do you agree with some of these sentiments?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Harambee Stars. I think they're making a huge effort. They did very well in Cairo. And I think the Kenyans must be out there on Monday, fully supporting to beat Togo. And I think Nick Mwendo made some pertinent points on what we spoke about earlier. And it's time now that we need to get our act together if we want sports to grow in this country.
There is a lot that is happening in the world of sports. The team is back in the country. Wish them all the best. There is a lot of talks about accountability. The ministry has its say. The Football Kenya Federation also having a different say. But trust you me, we will dissect all this and we will be telling you some of the things that you need to know, and I know you're waiting to know. But we're working on it, and trust you me, only on KTN News you will have it covered and you will always get the whole story. My name is Moses Wahisi. On behalf of the entire team, I wish you a lovely afternoon and always keep it KTN. Asif, thank you very much.
Thank you very much also for hosting me. This was a long interview, and I'm hoping that the public got some good information so that we can improve our sports in this country.
That's where we end it.